What's up, Inkie peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and today we're doing some cards. Now, you know I'm not a prolific card maker. It's one of the paper crafts that makes me the most nervous. I have avoided it for many years. I think because I got a little bit overwhelmed by how stunning the cards are on YouTube tutorials, and that's how I learnt to scrapbook. But when I look at the cards, I just feel like I can't replicate them, and I get a little bit nervous about them. So we're diving in, and these are 3 easy cards. So this is good if you don't have stamps, you don't have a lot of embossing things, you don't have a lot of the card making supplies that you often see used in tutorials. We're just using the printables and some paper and smashing out a few cards for Father's Day. So for Father's Day, I have to make 4 Father's Day cards. I have to make one for my dad, my 2 father-in-laws, and one for Aaron, of course. But I didn't want to make his yet because I've got something different in mind for that, which will be seen when I make his Father's Day present very soon. But for this one, this card is going to be posted along with a photo present, like a photo in a frame. And so I just wanted to do a small card for this one. So I grabbed one of the journaling cards and a photo of Aaron's dad, and I'm sticking that on the inside of the paper. I thought that when I made these journaling cards, like I said in the reveal video, I had the notion of Father's Day in mind, just because we do celebrate it here in Australia at the start of September. But I know everywhere doesn't celebrate it, so I didn't want to make it very dad. I just wanted to do a little hint of blue for this month. Because I print my printables on glossy photo paper by Kodak, I grabbed a permanent marker and I'm just doing a little title on the front of this card, and they were really easy to put together. There's lots of different combinations that you can do with pattern paper in the background, and then use the layering background pages as well, which you'll see in a couple of cards time. I tried to do 3 different types of cards. So this one uses one of the journaling cards as the center stage for the front, and because it already had that little floral embellishment, I didn't really need to embellish too much of it. So I'm just putting this little love this here, and it was a bit tricky to find a recent photo. The last time that we saw Aaron's dad was about 6 months ago, and because they do live several hours away, and I think it's important when you have family members that live far away to try and snap photos. Sometimes it can be awkward to ask, and people don't like to be in photos, but when you only see certain people a couple of times a year, it's really important to grab those memories while you can and while everyone's together. So I put this heart here, and then I felt like the front, it needed something else. So I grabbed some of the little tiny word strips, and I went for this bright blue. Is this cobalt blue? I used to call it electric blue, but I don't know if it is electric blue. I think my blue definitions are not quite right, the terminology, but this really bright blue. And I thought that would be a nice contrast against the darker background there, using very, very skinny tape that, look, I have a love-hate relationship with skinny tape. I love it because it saves me cutting the larger tape down, but my gosh, it's fiddly. It's very fiddly, and when you're in a rush or when you're not very patient, it can be a little bit tricky to work with. Then I felt like the front, it needed a contrast. It needed something else to it as well. I really like the way that the foam on the back of the journaling card kind of raised it up and added a little bit of 3D-ness to the front of my card without a huge amount of effort, which was nice. So I'm just sticking down a few little pre-punched gold hearts and stars, and the tiny teeny ones are by I bought a Fisker's hand punch. It looks like a one hole punch, but it's a star and a heart instead. I just got that from Officeworks, and it is by far my favourite punch I have ever bought in my entire life. I don't have a huge punch collection. It is something that I would love to expand on, but they're just so pricey. I don't know what it is about punches, but here in Oz, the prices are just astronomical. For example, my 1-inch circle punch I think cost almost $30, which is just a small little punch, but yeah, they're quite pricey. So we're on to card number 2, and I do give a more detailed look at all the cards at the end. So for this one, I couldn't pick which photo to use because they just summarised Archie's relationship with Aaron's stepdad so well. They're utter goofballs together, these two. And so I decided to go for the black and white photo on the front cover. I'm grabbing one of the backgrounds and just sticking that on there. And my A2G has run out of tape, and it takes too much frustration to load it on camera, and so I do it in between videos later on. But I'm just sticking that down over the top and matting my photo. I do like matting my photos on white, but this photo was already quite white, and so I didn't feel like I needed to add more white to it because it was already there. I was going to, at the start, I had planned on this card being like a 4x4, like a square card, but I really liked the shot of Aaron laughing in the background. I thought that was appropriate because we're celebrating him being a father and grandfather, so I thought it was nice to have both of them in there. I've got this piece, I think this is Cocoa Vanilla Boys Rule, this background paper, and I'm just folding it now. If you're a measuring type of person, it would be a good idea to measure these beforehand, but I just found it easier to fold them as I go because my baby brain is not liking numbers at the moment. It's kind of flipping them around and making the numbers not what they're meant to be. So I just thought that was the easiest way for me, and I just used a bone folder, which I never thought that I needed a bone folder, which is that white stick thing, creamy stick thing that I just had before. But they are so handy, especially if you love to make journal inserts or card making, of course. They're a really handy tool to have. I was thinking, I've had a few video ideas because I've been pre-planning. I filmed a video for March next year the other day, but I've been pre-planning some videos, and I was thinking of doing a little maybe video or a little series on YouTube about my favorite supplies and my like must-have supplies for scrapbooking, and then do another one for art journaling and journaling. What do you guys think about that? Because there's a lot of supplies that I use sometimes, but there's some that I think are really valuable. There's some cheap ones, like a bone folder is fairly inexpensive. You can get one for $5, $10, but I think it's something it's good to have on hand. Let me know if you like that idea. This is the front of this card, and I think the front of this card is my favourite out of all of them. I really like that little pop of red. It just kind of gives a bit of flavour to this card. This photo is just, it's just them. This is what they do. They just blow raspberries at each other. They laugh, and they're absolute. We have a name for when you're a bit of a silly Billy. Aaron and I call it being a dingleberry. How that name came about, who knows? Who knows? What does it mean? Who knows as well. But we call Archie a dingleberry all of the time, and so Archie likes to run around with his nana, which is what he calls Aaron's stepdad, and yell out dingleberry, dingleberry. So I'll have to make sure that I scrapbook this photo with that title. I think that would be quite appropriate. So while I've been rambling on about dingleberries, I've just been matting this photo just to give it a little something before sticking it on to this card, and I'm obviously not writing the messages on there yet. I'll get Aaron to write on these 2 cards, and then I'll write on the one for Dad. But I just wanted to do just a little embellishy something or other here. These hearts are really handy this month because they're just something nice that you can layer one of the tiny word strips over, or you could make the center of a card front just a little something. And I really like the geometric. It's something I haven't tried before. Grabbing a black tiny word strip in a contrasting color. But let me know in the comments, are you a card maker, or does it frighten you like it frightens me? I don't know. These are very easy cards. They're simple to put together. There's not complicated mixed media techniques or stamping techniques. I think it's the stamping that freaks me out with card making. I think that might be what it is, because I don't feel like a confident stamper. I'll give it a go, but a lot of the time it comes out wrong, or it comes out smudgy, or I just have a hard time with stamps. And so I think maybe that's why I'm not a huge card maker, because in my head I always associate card making with stamps, because that's what we're exposed to a lot on social media. But it doesn't always have to be stamping. It can be just sticking together pretty pieces of paper and embellishments, and you can make it whatever you want. So this one is, I had originally decided on a smaller card like the first one. I was just going through and finding a couple of layering background pieces to put here, because the photo was quite pale. It was a black and white, but it was quite a washed out black and white. There wasn't a lot of contrast. So I wanted to choose that blue star paper because it just gave it a bit of a pop. It made it a bit darker. And I'm just layering those on one side. I'd cut it a bit wonky, so just fixing that up. For this one, like I said, I was going to make it just a small card, but then I realized that I wanted to do one of the journaling cards along with it and use the journaling card almost like an embellishment, perhaps. I had this tiny strip of graph paper left, and I didn't want to leave it behind because I knew it would just get lost in all of my little bits and pieces left over from the printables for this month. And so I thought, why not stick it up the top? And I really like the way that it looks. It kind of completes the matting a little bit more. I've got this paper from, I think this is from Pink Fresh, and this is when I grabbed this journaling floral card, and I had intended originally to put this on the front cover with the photo over the top. But then I realized my photo was too giant to go over the top of it now. So instead I'm going to have my writing on inside the front cover on that. So I've got this journaling card, and I'm using it just like a large embellishment piece for this one. Just sticking that next to it, and this is when my card grows bigger because I couldn't fit it all on, of course. So I'm just sticking those together and just trimming it off a little bit just so that it wasn't so uneven. And I knew that it was roughly 4x6 now. It was about as big as a 4x6, so I knew that I could use that floral piece on the inside without any difficulty. That's the word. So then I'm folding my card very professionally here and snipping it down the side because I didn't use measurements, of course, and I didn't know exactly how big my background paper needed to be. So then I realized all of the writing on the other side is very busy and it's upside down, which is great because that's the way the card folds over. So I'm using this as my writing space, and then on the top part here I'll find another photo of Archie and my dad, or myself and my dad, and I'll stick that on the top section to cover up all of that upside down writing on the inside cover. I just didn't have a photo on me right now, so I'll do that later on. The front cover needed something else. It needed like another color. It needed something, it just needed something different. So I grabbed this little time spent together is time well spent, because Archie loves his Popo, and he calls him Popo now. He was calling him Poppy for a while, but it's gone to Popo, which is sweet, but it's confusing because we also call Poppet Popo. So he's got two Popos that he gets confused about sometimes. Adding, of course, a few little gold hearts. I need to punch some more actually, because there's that larger size there that I stuck to the blue heart is from a teeny tiny pink American Crafts punch that a beautiful subscriber sent me, and I love that size, but I definitely need to punch a few more. So here are the 3 cards. They probably took about half an hour to make, I think. I put this on double time, so they didn't take too long, and it was nice to just have them handy ahead of time rather than scrambling on the day for a Father's Day card. And it also saved me about $15, because cards here are usually $5 to $8 each at the newsagents, if not sometimes more. And so it saved me, and it's given them something a little bit more personalized with the photo on there, a little bit more handmade. So for this one, this is a very quick process video. I just wanted to show you how I'm using the art print for this month, and I really love this girl. I want to get back to drawing more. I've been watching, what's her name? I think it's Cheyenne Barton, or Cheyenne. I think that's how you spell her first name, on YouTube, and she has recently done a sketchbook flip through of all these little illustrations. It reminds me of a bit of Adventure Time, the cartoon style, mixed with just like a bit of a hipster children's picture book illustration vibe, and I love her style so much. It's not quite like this, but I really loved her flip through, and kind of gave me a bit of a boost in my mojo to grab the old pencils out and try again. I have a Jane Davenport journal that I started for my 100-day project for this year and failed at because pregnancy, and I love the paper in that. It's a really nice crisp white paper, so I think I'm going to pull that out and maybe do some couch drawing of an evening when I just feel like doodling around and scrolling Instagram for some inspiration. So I'm putting her on the front cover of this journal. This is my most recent junk journal. You'll see some process videos of this coming up over the next couple of months, and I do make this junk journal as part of my junk journal class, which I'm going to start re-editing and doing. I think it's about 10 or 12 hours of voiceover to do, and that's on my to-do list for next week. And so I'd been a bit nervous about what to put on this front page because I really liked the jelly plate background that I made, and so I just found a really nice quote about like the highs and lows of life, and that you're here and that you're going strong and you can do it. Real happy motivational quote by my fave, Morgan Harper Nichols. A little bit of a quote obsession there, as you are well aware of by now. And I just wanted to write the quote around her head like it was radiating her thoughts. I think that's the vibe I was going for. But this page is done. It was really quick and simple to do, but I just wanted to show you how you can use the art print in your journals on backgrounds that you might have started and didn't know what to finish them off with. All right, peeps, I hope you enjoyed the printables for this month, and I will see you very soon. Bye!